Hello, everyone. Welcome to A Sign to Stop, the only show where you have full permission to stop whatever it is you're doing your busy day and join us as we talk to people on the street. We're really close this time. It'll be fun. We got a few people this time, and let's get to it. All right, everyone. So we got our first guest here today. This is
I'm Charles.
Charles. How you doing, man?
Doing well, man. Nice
Sweet.
to bump into you out here.
Yeah, well, thank you for doing it, man. It's scary to do this sometimes. Just you don't know who walks by, but it's good to meet you. The sort of idea is you got about like 5 minutes, a little less, a little more, however long, to talk about whatever you want to. It's really you're the host right now, so whatever you think the internet
the
needs to hear.
opposite of normal?
It's the opposite, yeah.
I think the internet needs to hear how amazing Knoxville is.
Yeah.
And we moved here in July,
Okay.
and we feel like we found a forever place.
Yeah.
And I'll stop the generic stuff there, but being in Knoxville as a business owner or a student staying or whatever, it's really invigorating, and it feels like there's a true sense of community here. Whereas many other places, there's bubbles, there's cliques, there's everything. In Knoxville, there's opportunities like this to say hi to somebody
Yeah.
for 2 minutes you may or may not know. And I feel like in a different city, it may be harder to come up to people and ask them to speak to y'all. And I'm very thankful for what you're doing and capturing these interviews and being now a member of Knoxville, tax-paying citizen. So
Yeah, let's go, man.
very much like that.
I agree. I'm from Florida. And I think in the first video I talked about like how hard it is to like find a public square like this. It's either you got nothing or it's too much in a place like New York. But yeah, this is perfect. And we are in Knoxville, by the way, Tennessee. I'm sure someone smart would have figured that out. But do you mind talk? I mean, you can talk about what do you do for work? Are you a student right now?
I work at a startup,
Okay.
and I won't go into the crazy details, but
Yeah.
what's interesting is if you're building a business, Knoxville is an incredible place.
Yeah.
I don't get paid to pitch it. I wish I
Yeah.
did, but it's really feels like a sense of community here, and it's not so large like New York you mentioned, or like Dallas or something.
Better taxes too, right?
Much better taxes.
Yeah.
So it's not too large where you don't feel like you know anybody, and it's not too small where you know everybody in 2 meetings.
Yeah.
So starting a business in Knoxville, whether it's a food truck or really anything, it just feels like there's a lot more support here and buy-in from the community. And when people post listings here, it's like new spot opening. It feels like it's busy the first day.
Yeah.
And then they're not competing with 500 other businesses. So it's been really interesting, both being a new member to the city and a business owner in the city.
Sweet, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you want to talk about? Or you gotta get going?
I live right nearby, which is nice. But,
Okay, cool.
I'll call
yeah, we can stay as long as you want, as short as you want. It's up to you, man.
I'll call it.
If you're in the calling it.
I subscribed. I've increased the subscriber count.
Sweet, I appreciate that. We got one more.
And like and ring that bell.
Do you want us to promote anything? Do you got a channel or a page you'd like to promote?
Nothing crazy to promote. I would like to promote the Downtown Knoxville Alliance.
Okay.
They don't make money from the business owners. They obviously you can help them and donate and such, but they've been incredible to work with, and they're allowing us to have incredible facilities and business infrastructure and the ability to meet cool people out here and feel safe about it. So very thankful to Knoxville.
We'll post that somewhere in the screen. I haven't decided yet. We'll post a link to that. Can I find that on Marketplace?
What's funny is I'm so new. I just Knoxville Downtown Alliance or Downtown Knoxville. They have an Instagram that's very popular.
Okay, Instagram.
You can probably tag them or whatnot, but they seem to be doing incredible work and happy to be a part of the city.
Awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate it, man. Good to meet you.
Yeah.
All right, we got our next person. This is
Hannah.
Hannah, it's good to meet you, Hannah.
So good to meet you.
Thank you for stopping by. It's really cold here, so
Yeah.
that means a lot.
Yeah.
So this is a sign to stop. The idea is you got like 5 minutes, less, more, whatever you want, however time you got. Let's talk about whatever you'd like. So, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, what first comes to mind, I'm super passionate about financial wellness.
Okay.
And so a lot of people my age, there's a growing demographic where people are starting to get interested when you get out of college and grow into the workforce.
Yeah.
It's kind of placed on you to, okay, this is something I'm, really need to get educated about, but you don't have a lot of resources when you're in high school, middle school.
I'm in college right now, and I agree. They don't have it in college either.
No, I was only introduced with like financial wellness kind of program in my economics class in high school. And it was supposed to be an economics class, but it really was the things you should know about finances
yeah.
before you go into college. And so that's kind of how I've decided to pursue my life of teaching people about finance.
So that's related to your career?
Mm-hmm.
And do you mind talking about that? What do you do?
Well, I would love to, I'm interested in helping people retire.
Yeah.
And so people aren't, crippled by debt.
Well, yeah, that gets scarier and scarier for these younger generations, including us.
Right.
I don't know how to tackle that, to be honest. I mean, you got college debt first.
Right.
And some of the programs, like for example, I'm in school to be a teacher,
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I enjoy it for sure in the process, but it's not easy financially at all.
No, it's not.
And sorry, continue.
No, you're good. I mean, most people, when they think of probably financial education, you hear the name Dave Ramsey come up.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's not someone I typically would, I don't agree with him on probably everything at all. But I think for vast Americans, he's probably a good starting point of, living within your means, paying off debt, that being, where you should start. And then after that, I think getting into some, how to invest. He's a good, how to pay off debt fast person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's plenty of people here who would benefit from this. I mean, do you have any quick advice, like you said, where to start?
Yeah, I mean, it's a mindset. To be financially free at a young age, you're going to have to sacrifice the things, you love, which is really hard. You're not going to be able to go out to eat all the time, with your friend. It sounds silly, but it's true. I mean, I don't eat out. Coffees is kind of like my fun thing. You have to incorporate joy in your life somehow, but that's my like one splurge, on the weekends.
Yeah.
But you really have to. I really don't buy clothes. So I mean, to sacrifice the things now, so you don't have to do the sacrificing 5 years from now when you're wanting to have a family.
Absolutely.
It would be my advice.
Yeah, I agree. And from what I heard, like you said, I mean, from the limited financial knowledge I do have compared to you, it would be, like if you have your one thing, like you said, coffee for you. Some people enjoy that. Some people like their technology or their car, but like that's it. You don't have that room.
Yeah, find your one thing, and try to make it one or two.
Yeah.
But that would be my advice.
Well, cool. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, or do you gotta get going? I mean, it's up to you. There's no pressure.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably it. Find community, whatever that may be for you. Find good friends that, your friends should, be a reflection of who you are.
Yeah.
So.
Well, is there anything you'd like to promote, like some kind of Instagram channel or?
No.
Cool.
No, I'm good.
Well, appreciate it. Thank you. It was good to meet you.
So good to meet you.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, are we doing this like we don't know each other, or is this like
we could just do it like we know each other?
Okay,
I got other ones now, so
that's
all good.
Okay, cool. Cool.
I'll put a little sound effect or whatever, like the special guest or whatever, like an effect or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. All right, so this one's really special. This is my really good friend, and classmate for like choir and whatnot, our music classes. Yeah. Elijah. Yeah. Elijah, it's good to see you, man.
It's great to be here. It's good to see you.
I'm just so glad you're here. I really am.
I'm glad this opportunity came up.
Yeah. He was filming the camera earlier, but now he gets to be a guest, which is awesome. And it's getting late and cold, so that'll work for a complete episode.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, sweet, man. You know the show. You've heard me give this the pitch.
Yeah, the pitch. Yeah.
Yep. So what do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk? I probably want to talk about my biggest aspiration in life. And that's going to be music.
Okay.
I mean, it's so diverse. It's hard to pinpoint. Like a lot of people have several different genres as their favorite music, and there's music for all kinds of vibes. I know this is a generic thing to talk about. Like it's like, oh, everybody likes music. It's really basic, but I think there's a lot to unpack when it comes to any kind of music.
Yeah.
Like I think of the bands I like. The Plug Them, AJR. John Bellion, 21 Pilots. That's a pretty common one. Anyways, those all like have.
Married to Debbie Ryan.
Josh Dunn. Yeah. No, but music. There's so much to unpack in like all their lyrics. Even just the music itself. It's so deep and profound to tell a story without even needing lyrics, but then to put the lyrics on top. It's just a big world that's created in every piece of music. And I just think that's almost goes underlooked a lot of the time. Like I love the deepness, profoundness of music.
Well, yeah, we're not playing this off. Like I really don't know this side of his life, so this is cool to hear. And I'm actually interested. I'm sure some of the people watching are too.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to pursue. You kind of want to be that kind of musician.
Yeah. I guess you obviously know I'm in school for music. That's the major I'm in right now. But when I leave, you do know this part too. Like I'm going into audio engineering, whether it's at an institute or university, haven't yet decided. But I mean, to be able to create those worlds of sound and music is just something I aspire to do.
Yeah.
So I'd love to be a little creator of little universes.
Well, I think like that would genuinely be an interesting thing to talk about if you could kind of tell some of the people watching. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people who want to get into music, especially in high school, who have aspirations for music.
Yeah.
What do you think the path is? Because I think you have a pretty solid plan to get into the industry. Yeah, tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I will say I've loved music. I've wanted to be in the music world for as long as I can remember, really. I remember stealing my dad's iPad one time, and he had this like recording studio on his iPad, and I just like took it and recorded random songs that were playing on the radio on the drive home or something like that. And I created this little inside the music little mini tidbit. Sadly, that video's lost in the universe now because the iPad's broken. But
oh no,
that was just kind of like the first memory that I have of like music is really, really cool. Yeah. So I've known I've wanted to be in music for a long time, and I'm sure if you're out there wanting to start music, you've also have wanted to do this for a long time, or maybe it's a sudden aspiration, you know, whatever the case may be. But what I'd say to get into music, or at least into the industry, is don't be afraid to do your research. I know that's cliche, but literally it was spare the moment. I realized that I'm an adult. I can do adult things now, and I just randomly Googled good music schools, good music institutions, good places to go get a certificate for audio engineering is what I specifically looked up for me. And there was like 3 websites that came up immediately, and I submitted applications into all of them, and I heard back from a lot of them almost 10 minutes after I submitted the application. So it's really not that difficult to get that leg into the music outlet. You just got to be willing to put yourself out there. Be willing to accept that phone call and talk about yourself, your music, whatever you need to for like 10 minutes to get your name out there. Let them know that you want to get in there.
Yeah. Well, I agree. And from like the limited knowledge I know, and I'm in school to be a music teacher, so that's kind of how we know each other. He's doing performance, I'm doing education, but there was a time I wanted to do music too, and like it was a fun experience I did like production to get into the door, and I had some people. There was like some dude named Corey Wright, if I got it right. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think his name was like Corey Wright. I did like one song with him. I don't know if he ever released it or not, but he was like, you got Eminem, and then Eminem knows Royce the 5'9", and then Royce the 5'9" is associated with this guy.
Oh, okay.
So I never got to meet any of them. I never even saw him in person. It was online. But so much of it is having the bravery and the strength, because it is that. It's scary to do, to actually make these connections in the phone call. Do what you can for free, you know, because that sucks. You're not going to get paid for a while. It's so competitive.
I think I'm in debt to music, like easily $1,000 to $5,000. Like I've spent too much money on equipment alone.
But I mean, you know, it's a common theme with our generation too. We also kind of like experiences more than material value. Be that through, because we have to struggle with so many finances, or because we just enjoy the experience more. But I mean, again, I think those experiences are priceless, and I admire you a lot, because in my opinion, I think a lot of it comes down to ego, and like you have the really admirable aspiration of like being the 21 Pilot guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're not just like, I'm just gonna go straight there. You're like, you're paying your dues. You're getting really good at what those type of people will need. Yeah. And then I just feel like inevitably with your connections, you could be that guy, you know, or at least I know there's plenty of people who just get so invested in production or sound engineering that they don't even feel the need to be an artist anymore. I mean, I'm not saying it might be that way, but if you love music, that's really the way to go.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, you said it best. Like, you just have to take that first step. Nothing's going to happen without that first step.
Well, you were telling me the other day, like you even called like local studios in the Tennessee area.
Yeah.
And like, I think you got to reach back to one.
Yeah.
And that kind of proves it, you know? I mean, even if you're the water guy or something, eventually, if you're a really good water guy,
Yeah, that's true.
It'll work out for you.
Yeah.
That, and I think the big three is important too in terms of cities. You got Nashville, LA, New York.
New York, yeah.
Nashville for country stuff, obviously. LA for more trendy stuff, and New York is really good jazz scene, and a little bit of everything too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But cool. I mean, what else do we want to talk about? We got all the time in the world.
We got all the time in the world. That's true. I don't want to make your thing too long.
No, I gotta get that watch time.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Let's see if I can splurge this out a little more. It's not the right word.
We can switch topics too if you want.
That's true. What else? You know, some interesting conversations we've had have been about the progression of technology.
Oh boy,
and
yeah,
I'd
love to talk about this. Yeah.
I know you would, so I want to put you on the spot this time. What inspired you to want to be around technology so much? Like you got
man, well, I mean, it was a childhood love for me, and it's just like a lot of things, and like music for you. I'm sure you had like your heroes.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like these like fictional technology that seemed so out of the realm when I was a kid in like 2010 as like in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it would be things like Ben 10 or something like that, and you see the watch, and you're like, how cool it would be if that was real. Or you know, you look at like, I can't think of another show, but like that the smartwatch is a real thing now. You can talk to people on a watch. You can control things on your watch. That's incredible. You got things like, you know, Iron Man, like the Edith glasses or something like that.
Right.
And I'm not wearing them in this video. And what a missed opportunity. But my other glasses are Ray-Ban Metas. I love them.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the next step after iPhones or smartphones. It's glasses. And if you look at CES, I'm getting really techie now. So sorry if you don't really like this stuff. But pay attention because I'll tell you what to buy.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think smart glasses is where we're heading, and it's going to be a situation where like it's going to be a slow change. Not everyone was accepting of the iPhone. You're like a few years younger than me, but even I was young when it happened in 2007, and my dad got it. And even as a kid, I was like, Dad, there's no keyboard on there. Why would you want that? A BlackBerry's way cooler. He's like, just wait a sec. And he was right. Now the whole world revolves around a smartphone.
Yeah.
And like it's so competitive and selective with your Android or your iPhone because it is your life. It's how you run your life. That's everything. It's your communication. It's your entertainment.
Good
it's
or
your
bad,
photos. It's your video. It's how we're doing this podcast. I'm doing this on a 15 Pro Max, you know.
Ooh, shout out Apple.
Shout out Apple.
Should sponsor them.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
I like Samsung too, though. Just get better software, you know. Sorry. They were never. But yeah, glasses are gonna be huge. Meta, Samsung and Google at the time this video just came out with their Google or Android AR and VR. So they're making a copycat Vision Pro basically, which is like Apple's virtual reality, but they're also making glasses.
Okay.
And that's part of the reason I recently switched from Samsung to Apple, because it is a preview, and I'm sure they'll make it better, but the glasses right now for them is there's a screen in the glasses, and it'll be able to, you're walking around a city like this, and you have a compass and your Google Maps at the bottom, and if a text shows up, it's basically going to show up, and you can reply with your voice, and there's speakers on it, so you have free AirPods all the time, and you have Google Maps, and it's basically a smartwatch but on your face.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at right now. But I really believe that Apple has a ton of patents. They're probably going to come out with something like that soon.
That would be really cool if they did.
And I'd love it. That's a dog.
It is. I thought it was a cat.
He doesn't like us.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, but no, something like that would be really cool. I think Apple would come out with the best version. Vision Pro is really solid. They don't have a lot of features yet, and that's what also has Samsung doing really well.
Yeah.
Because on your VR headset, their Vision Pro lookalike, you have every app in the App Store automatically. So what you already purchased on your phone is there, and Apple's not doing that. Not doing that right now.
Dang.
And that's a bummer. But I think eventually they'll have the best glasses. And Meta is still a huge contender and available on Android and iOS.
Mm-hmm.
And end of this year, 2025, supposedly they're going to have the same concept for release. And they've already nailed the Ray-Ban Metas, which is just a camera, no screen, and speakers. But they should also have one screen on the right glasses, like right here, and it should be able to be your smartwatch. When you're filming something, you'll have a little monitor so you can see what you're filming in front of you. Same thing, texts, probably basic smartwatch equivalent functions.
Yeah.
I'm just so ready for that.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
If you look up the Meta Orion project, I don't need to link anyone. I think MKHB is doing just fine on his own. MKBHD. You can literally, like, with your glasses, play AR games with someone else in real life. Like, we could play Pong right now, and to everyone else who's watching, we're going to look like idiots going like that in air. But us, like, we'd see a ping pong going back and forth on a table or something. Like, that's sick.
Yeah, that would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's my rant. What are you excited for?
Excited for? Honestly, getting out of college.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited for the institution that I do as of right now.
Yeah.
Plan on going into. I know I mentioned before, I don't know if I'm going to an institution or a college, but I kind of already know.
What is the difference?
Okay, so from my experience, this could be way off, but just from what I've heard, seen, and done my little research on, you in an institution, it's more hands-on. It's more like going to I forget the name, but like people who want to go like hands-on car experience. There's like a specific kind of school that they go to, and it's all hands-on, dealing with cars, dealing with motors, dealing with engines, all that. It's a specific like institution for that brand, for cars, for vehicles, and so it's the same aspect for music in this case. This are all institutions. It's their lost my train of thought completely. We're gonna have to edit that.
No, that's all right. I might forget.
Please don't.
Okay.
No, but institutions are just, they are more hands-on. They're more getting you into the program. They're looking to get you connections. A lot of them, if they're small enough, they're kind of walking you hand in hand, being like, look at your opportunities, even when you're out of college and graduated with your certificate. So they're a little more hands-on, a little more closely knit, while a university is more along the lines of bigger aspect. Obviously, you still have your classes that are mandatory to take, so you're not just doing hands-on all music. While that is I don't want to say a small aspect, but it's a aspect of college, you still have all that other stuff to muddle through.
Yeah.
While an institution is like all specifically.
Do they cost about
music.
the same?
Sadly, yes.
There's never any cheap education.
No, sadly not. Yeah. No, it's the institution I plan on going to.
That's cool though. So it's kind of like no general education credits kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You just do the skill that you want.
Exactly. So
and you get some kind of credential still the same?
Yeah, yeah. You get a certificate to your name that's like, hey, he has full studio experience. He knows what he's doing. Hire him.
Right.
Pretty much.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's sweet, man. Well, yeah. I mean, anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think I'm all talked out. Unless you got more.
Nothing else you think the internet needs to hear from you?
Besides plugging my
music.
Yes,
I totally forgot. Yeah, let's plug. Please plug. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go on a whole rant about my music because I'm hoping for another spotlight in your podcast.
I think we can make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like to make a very personal music.
And
all about my story.
I've listened to it. It is kind of like 21 Pilots inspired, kind of.
Oh, you have listened to it?
Yeah, you sent me a little bit of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I forgot about that. But yeah, so it's definitely
it's
very.
Like a little Coldplay, a little 21 Pilots.
That's right. Yeah, the little.
Yeah, it's cool. If anyone likes that kind of music, please go check them out. And you could possibly be the first to a dude that could blow up in the next 5-10 years. You know, so
that'd be really cool. I guess we should wait for the sirens to go by.
Oh, they're booking.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, it's 2 fire trucks.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a lot, but it's crazy that it happened twice.
Yeah. Okay. One more.
Oh, 3.
I don't hear any more sirens. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so please listen to his stuff if you like kind of indie music or that kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you want to quickly plug any of the channels or accounts you'd want to link.
Yeah. So my Instagram is it's my name. You're gonna put it up on the screen. Yeah, it's just my name with an underscore right in between it, which is really cool because my artist name is also this_is_life. All the first letters are all capitalized. Yeah.
This is life.
This is life.
That's a sick name. He hasn't told me that yet. That's
Oh,
actually
did I
really
not?
sick. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Like
There's I don't
Make some
remember
merch.
which.
I'll buy it.
Dude, I would love to make merch or like sell CDs or something. No, but there's one lyric. I forget which song I put it in. I think it's like "When Time's Up" or something. The lyric is explained, like why that's my artist name.
Yeah.
So I definitely go recommend listening to the whole album. It's called Dear Diary, and it's a diary. Yeah, it's everywhere. I don't think I posted it on YouTube just
Dear
because.
Diary.
Just Dear Diary by This Is Life.
This Is Life.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So
Instagram. Do you have an Instagram for that too?
yeah,
Same thing?
it's the same as my personal account. I'm not big enough to try to separate that. I probably never will. I'll just post personal and business stuff on that.
Sweet. All right. Well, yeah, check him out on Spotify, man. That was fun. That was cool, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And big thanks to guy. He was the cameraman. So
I was, yeah.
Cool, guys. That's about it. So hope you have a great rest of your day and keep taking care of yourself.
Always.
Always.
Never forget that.
Peace.
Cool.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
That was about as perfect as it gets.
Except for that moment